You know what they say, the way that question usually comes out is, hey, I'm not sure if we should break up or get married. And I'm always confused by that because if one is an option, the other one shouldn't be. You know, you're trying to choose between these really extreme paradigms.
But when it comes to those who know in their heart they want to be married and they've dated and it's just not worked out and they're kind of limping through it, what would you say to that person?
I would say press into the church. And I know that sounds a little bit ambiguous, but what I read in the scripture is relationships are community affair, meaning that there are people around you when you're really involved in a church and well-connected that you can reach out to and say, hey, can you help me find somebody? Like if somebody came up to you from your church and just said, hey, I just want you guys to know, I desire marriage. If you know of anybody that you think I'd be a great match for, would you introduce me to them? Like we would love that. That'd be a great, really fun dinner. Hey, come sit down. Let us hear what you're looking for and talk through that and begin to invest in that person or that potential couple. That would be a lot of fun for us. And I think that's lost today. And so that's what I would say to that person. Like, don't lose hope.
That is true. I mean, I think Dave always says you don't say no for people. People who've been married a long time, we want to teach you what we know. And if you desire marriage and you are like, do you know anybody else who's single and desires marriage? I mean, that would be fun.
And some of our very dear friends at church, Wes and Kelly, they got together through that.
They did.
A pastor at our church, our pastor, connecting them together, knowing they were both in that season of wanting to take that next step toward marriage. And he's the one who made that introduction, So
it's true.
I think what better place to meet folks. So
yeah, I don't know if you guys know this, but I did an arranged marriage contest. You're not going to meet at the altar, but I will I will go through these or raise up a team to go through these, over 1,000 people entered into it. And we looked for a match that we thought would be good and we're introducing them. And it's essentially a blind date.
Yes.
I mean, they can choose if they want to get married or not. That's what I see in Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 4. It says, their friends praise their love more than wine, which is really to say that those around them agreed on this union more than the party, more than the flowers, the dresses, the cake, the other things. They said, these two belong together. And that's what I think the modern arranged marriage is just your community, your church family saying, man, this makes sense.
What would you say to the person where they're dating someone and they've dated them so long that they're like, well, we need to get married. Yeah. Even though maybe in their heart of hearts, they're pretty sure they're not the right match. All the people who love them have these red flags. Yeah. What would you say?
You know what they say, the way that question usually comes out is, hey, I'm not sure if we should break up or get married. And I'm always confused by that because if one is an option, the other one shouldn't be. You're trying to choose between these really extreme paradigms. And so that's what I would say is if breaking up is an option, I might take marriage off the table. And if you've been dating for a long time, like I just always ask couples, like, what do you want to find out? Because that's what dating is. Yes. It's the interview where you're interviewing for the role in marriage. And what is lost in the 21st century is dating intentionally. I want to do this as quickly and effectively as I possibly can, not like play marriage for 3 years or 4 years or whatever it is. I want to meet with you. I want to know what I'm looking for in a partner in marriage. And I want to quickly and effectively identify if you would be a good one for me, a suitable spouse for me.
Right.
And so to the person who's like, oh, I have too much vested in this, I might as well go forward with it. That's a terrible. I would not recommend that.
Right.
I would say you would absolutely be better off, quote unquote, starting over.